everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi, Untold Journeys, where I speak with some of my favorite people and have some shape-shifting conversations. Here, they share their stories, leaving nuggets of goodness and life lessons to motivate and inspire our own life's journeys. She's a daughter, a sister, a mother, a wife, a friend, one of the most multifaceted people I know, and someone who, if I may say so, dares to tackle everything. Tami Chin. My spams.
Yes.
I feel like I don't even know if I can call you Tami. Do I have it in me to say Tami? My spams.
You haven't called me Tami for years,
I
so
know.
I don't know how this is going to
You're
work.
my spams. You're so lovely.
Thank you.
You're honestly one of the most lovely humans I know, and I think you are one of the best examples I know of just being so authentically you. And it's refreshing. It is beautiful and it is refreshing. And I think it's exemplary. I think a lot of people are not comfortable enough to be exactly who they are. I feel like it takes a boldness that I really think you possess. Where does that come from in Tami?
Gosh, thank you, first of all. I don't
I
take
mean it.
compliments
You know I
so
mean it.
well. But I appreciate it, and I'm learning to say thank you for something like that, because, you know, I don't know where that comes from, except that I guess I always had an upbringing that allowed me to be who I was, and allowed me to figure that out. I was never pushed into any direction or pushed to be a certain way or to, you know, I had a mother and a father who really said it was okay to be who I was.
Right.
And, you know, when you're growing up and you get into your teenage years, you try on different styles of personalities.
Yeah.
I used to do this funny thing where I would try on a new laugh or a new sneeze. I don't know if you've ever
I
done
thought you were
that.
going to say accent. I wasn't ready for any laugh
Sometimes
first.
an accent.
I know you do that. I know you do that.
But they never once, you know, not let me do those things. And even as a teenager, feeling it out. But I have to tell you, I'm still figuring out who I am.
Yeah.
And even in my 30s have been the most comfortable I've been with who I am. And I hear 40s get better.
Oh, I'm looking forward
I
to
can't
it.
wait. I'm one of the few people who can't wait to get older.
But it's funny that you say you're still figuring out who you are, because you're so multifaceted. You are a multi-potentialite.
100.
100%.
Yep.
So there is Tami the singer.
Yep.
There is Tami the entrepreneur.
Yep.
There is
Yep.
Tami the mom.
Yep.
There is Tami the dreamer.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about, let's rally back to where you were just now mentioning your parents, kind of they're musicians.
Yeah.
How much did that influence your journey in music?
Not much.
Really? Didn't expect that.
You know, people think that, okay, so even though my parents were musicians, that really took place long before I was born.
Right. Okay.
And even when I was born, that wasn't how they earned their keep, in other words. So I really saw my dad being a business owner, an entrepreneur.
It wasn't their bread and butter.
It wasn't, yeah, it was, and for
See
fun.
what I did there?
I see it.
Cute to stand on the voice.
It wasn't really, so I really saw that part of him, which I emulate far more than the music. The music just came in because, if I'm honest with you, my last day of school was high school.
Right.
You know, I never went to college. I never did university. I didn't do sixth form. And so it was just the next step because I could do it. Not because I had this grand love or passion for it. I just thought, well, that's what I'll do. I was living in England, so I wanted to come home. Mm-hmm. And my parents supported that decision. I had nobody saying, no, I think you should do this. I mean, my dad did say to me, he said, if you don't do anything by the time you're 21, promise me you'll go back to school.
Right.
And that was a deal I could live with because I was 16 or 17.
And it gave you enough room
it gave me enough
to
room
explore.
to try.
Yeah.
And so that was the greatest gift he gave me, the no pressure to just do it, you know? And by the time I was on my 22nd birthday, I signed a record deal. So that's how I ended up doing music. But it wasn't this great influence of my life and my passion, even though there are a million videos of me saying it was my passion.
It wasn't truly a passion.
Now that I look back, it really wasn't. It was just something I could do.
Did the idea of fortune and fame and notoriety running as a outcome of the music
Yeah.
attract you?
Of course, I was
Yeah.
a teenager.
Yeah.
And the idea of being famous and known and people do it, of course,
Yeah.
100%. But it also wasn't what I thought it would be, right?
Right.
Like everybody who is in the business will tell
There's
you.
a dark side to the business.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know. But I think more than anything else, I've always been a person who follows her curiosity. And my curiosity led me to music
Right.
and to everything else that has come along the way. And I think that's really important for people to start doing.
To anybody looking on, you are gonna be it.
Yeah.
The big deals were coming in. The big
Yeah.
stage was becoming open to you. Things were happening. You were moving and shaking in that
Yeah.
space, and then you stopped. And everybody was just like, wait, what?
Yes.
Were you concerned that you would have been perceived as a failure?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The first thing that comes to your mind is, how will people think of me in this? Like, will I be a failure? It's pretty similar to when people decide to get a divorce.
Right.
Does it then omit the 22 years of your marriage, and now
Right.
all of a sudden you didn't have a good marriage because of this end? And I had to really sum it up in that way.
Right.
So I've done music for X amount of years, achieved X amount of things, maybe not in the way people expected or wanted, but here I am at the end of it and saying, that's it for me. Does it take all of that away?
Right.
Does it, say it didn't happen? No, it doesn't. And so my divorce from music was just a divorce.
Let's talk a bit about that. Expectations.
Yeah.
Because you hit something there. People's expectations versus your truth.
Yeah.
I know I can say for myself, I have been absolutely crippled
Yeah.
by the expectations of people. I have stayed in things I didn't want to be in. I have
Yeah.
made choices that I knew were wrong choices, but it's because I felt that's what people expected, and I didn't want to be a disappointment or a failure. When did you get to the point where people's expectations really could not be a determining factor in your life?
I'm not sure, tell
Yeah.
you the truth. And I feel like it's a muscle we have to exercise.
Right.
So it's the more I started to say no, or better yet, the more I started to say yes to
Tami.
me.
Yes.
That I started to drop those expectations. And I realized I had expectations of myself. So on top of all of that and people's expectations of me, there came a point where I was like, whose expectations matter most? Yeah.
Who I have to
and
live
it's
with.
who do I have to live with? And it's me. And I have to
Yeah.
say, it's an ongoing process. I still haven't let go of people's expectations
Yeah.
in many ways. And like I said, it's something that you build as you go along.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen overnight. And then I worry about how much expectations I'm putting on my children, my husband, and people around me too. And so
Yeah.
it's the two-edged sword,
Of
you know, and you're like,
course.
so it's a tricky one though. Expectations can cripple you,
Absolutely.
stop you, paralyze you. You
Absolutely.
cannot do anything because you don't want to disappoint anyone. And the only thing that ends up happening is you do nothing.
Let's talk a bit about your partnership. I know you divorced music, but you're still married in real life
Yes.
to your man's.
Yes,
Hunty.
hello.
How many years y'all been married?
This year makes it 11 years
Of marriage.
Of marriage, yeah.
And how many years together?
We're coming up to like 14 years. Yeah.
That's a lifetime for
Yeah,
some.
yeah. It's a whole lifetime of a small human.
But I also feel like it doesn't happen that much in our space. Like
yeah.
it's
Well, right now it doesn't happen in general, I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah.
It's less and less.
I absolutely
Yeah.
believe that
Yeah.
people are less willing to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is. And there is a side that everyone sees, and you guys obviously have a great friendship. But what has been the glue for you guys?
The glue for us. The glue changes.
Other than, she got the grip like the glue.
That's the nicest I've heard that song.
Thank you. I am a falsetto.
The glimmergy, the glammergy. So the glue changes. So in the beginning, it was very much Yendi. In the beginning, let me get serious now. We're talking
All
about
right.
serious things.
Yes, man.
Yes,
Tell me. Let me
I
take
do.
notes.
In the beginning, I want to say that glue was really the excitement, the fun, the newness. it quickly changed because we got married 3 years after we were together. And being in a new relation, in a new marriage, you know, that starts to become more about like your communication and how are we living together and doing this. Then you add children to it, and then your children become your glue. Or I should say your glue adds to it, right? So it changes, but it adds to it. And so now we're at this stage where we have all these different things that keep us in check.
Right.
Because, you know, we've also been through really rough times. Right. And I always say, gosh, after almost 11 years, we've had to experience every vow we made.
Of
That
course.
not nice.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely, you know, a testament to our friendship, to our relationship, to our communication, to our children, to all the things that, you know, could have broken us. But we also keep very open-minded about growing in the same direction. And now we're at this beautiful space of letting each other be. And we're understanding more and more.
Listen, there is a word happening today.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation, myself and my lovely team that's behind the cameras that y'all are watching.
Yes.
We're having this lovely conversation about individuals being individuals in relationships and feeling content enough to be themselves and be accepted for who they are, but living a life at the same time with a partner.
Yeah, because it's a whole different entity. Your relationship is a different thing from Tami and Wayne.
That's right.
And if Tami isn't happy with who she is and Wayne isn't, then this will not stand. And one of the best things I ever heard was, let there be space in your togetherness. And it's so true. Khalil Gibran, hello. Because they say even pillars in a building, they don't stand close together. You know?
And without the other pillar, that this pillar can't do what it does.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah. So,
word!
Woo, child, collect the offering. Collect it.
No, send it to the basket.
But that's been that's where we are now, and I think we've been very lucky to have it evolve into this space in your togetherness. I get a lot of freedom, and I give him a lot of freedom as well to be who we are. But that comes with time. We couldn't try that in the beginning because we didn't know. We're also in our 20s.
Right.
Hello.
Who knows anything in their 20s?
Tell you what, not you. It's true.
I thought you were going to say not me.
Not you, honey.
I don't know. Oh, Lord, if I could ever speak to my 20-year-old self. Actually, if you could speak to your 20s, your 21-year-old self, before the contract, before the timeline your dad gave you, what would you tell her?
Well, I ask this question a lot to people. And the number one thing people always say is, I would tell myself that I would be okay. Right. But what I would tell my 21-year-old self is, you are enough. Just as you are. You are enough. You don't need to go looking for any validation, approval. You are enough as you are. And I find myself telling myself that now, and I take it a step further and I tell my future self that. And my future self is telling me, I am enough, just as I am. Just keep being you, keep doing you. You know, it's enough. You're enough.
My God, you don't understand how much I like you. I mean, I love you, but I really like you a lot.
So it's good news.
You know, they're different, right?
I know. I like you too.
I love you.
We're having a mush moment.
I know.
Sorry, we can't.
Are you crying?
Yeah,
come use it.
It's a big message for me. You're enough, and it's something that I just would love for women and men to know is that you're enough, because everything in this world is trying to tell you you're not. From every ad you see on television to the
imagery of social media.
You know, the imagery of social media, which car you should be driving, what clothes you should be wearing. Yeah. I mean, everything is trying to tell you you're not. And I'm trying to say you are.
I find that that's a really critical subject for men.
Yeah.
Because we live in a very, especially in Jamaica, we live in a very hyper masculine society. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, with it being so hyper masculine, it's very ego pushing, and it balloons the ego. Yeah. It almost doesn't allow a man to emote, to feel vulnerable. How do you navigate that raising? Wait, how much balls you say you have in your house again?
12, including me.
Any more into that? No?
Maybe.
Oh,
Who knows?
well, let's see.
We'll see. You know, I am the boy band momager.
Listen, as per her apparel.
How do I navigate that?
Navigating that in this space with boys.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because I'm always fighting against this idea that to be a man means you do not get to talk about how you feel. You do not get to cry. You do not get to speak about your dreams. Your dreams have to be a certain thing. You could never come to me and say, actually, I would like to do this.
Right.
You know, you don't get to watch a movie and tear up.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get to watch something that moves you. And so it's a shutting down of your emotions.
Yeah.
And so I find in my home, I'm trying to create a safe space where, okay, maybe in the world you have to do that. But once you're here, you don't have to do that. You don't have to pretend. You can let it be. You can let it out. Yeah. And I'm really grateful to have a partner like Wayne who makes that okay too, as an example for himself, you know. And we can joke about it, laugh about it. He can be like, "Yo, that show you nice still," you know. Like he's not afraid to be like hiding and crying, or if he's like feeling that way, yes, Ariel, Jack. Don't die.
Come on to the board with me.
But, you know, we can have meaningful conversations. Things can move him, you know, and it's a great example for our children as well that, you know, they're allowed to feel the wide scope of emotions. I feel sad that we're raising our boys and girls so differently. Yeah. And I'm trying to find that happy middle. And some people will hear this and be like, no, why am I? The world will toughen up our children.
Exactly.
Really well.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And I have 2 older brothers, you know what I mean? And we don't need to do the toughening up. Right. We need to be the soft place. Right. Sometimes we need to be the firm hand, but that's very different.
But you can be the haven.
Yes.
And the safety.
Yes.
With still being firm.
Absolutely.
You can, yeah.
Absolutely. So I think it's always just navigating that space, and you're always trying to just balance it out, because we are affected by it too.
Absolutely.
You know, we like macho man and this and that, but we have to also, as women, help to solve this.
Of course.
Because it's not working out.
Especially you women raising boys.
Yes. And
you're raising the husband for my daughter.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
What
we're
we doing
raising
here?
men. Yeah, it's not a joke. And I would say, as a woman raising a daughter, we have to raise her to know that that's a part of who a man is. It's no longer just, I want the guy who will this and that, and he might be this and that. No.
Oh, well, let me tell you, my daughter is all about feelings. Yeah. So, honey, she's going to definitely need a man who is okay to relate to feelings. Absolutely. Because she feels on a very deep level.
Yeah, man.
And is okay communicating feelings.
Good.
So,
you get it. It works both ways.
It really does. It really does. I am going to throw something out to you.
Sure.
You only have 2 seconds to respond.
All right.
The first thing that comes to your mind has to be what spits out.
This is not a good idea.
No, man, it's a brilliant idea.
And no cursing, right?
It's a family viewership.
Yep. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Wait, have we said anything yet that's unsafe?
No, we haven't.
Except for, you got the grip like the You know, I couldn't resist. I had to do it again.
All right, go.
Okay. When I say the word, first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Wayne.
Love him.
Oz.
Love him.
Okay. Let's read the instructions again.
Come on. Okay.
Can't repeat self.
Sorry.
Let's go again.
Okay.
Wayne.
Love him.
Oz.
Heaven.
Atlas.
Ooh. Atlas is my, how do I say this?
Girl, your 2 seconds done gone.
Atlas is my guru.
Yeah.
100.
He's taught you a lot.
A whole lot.
Jackson.
Smart.
Geo.
Sweet.
Music.
Rough.
Kesan.
Amazing.
Hair care.
Eh.
Food.
Love it.
How do you really feel, Tami? Radio.
Enjoying that space.
Podcast.
Freedom.
Tackling everything.
Must do it.
Tami.
Free. Free. Completely free. Thank God. It feels so good. Come join me here.
I love it. How good is my couch?
Amazing. I'm taking this home. Please, it can fit in the car.
Actually, it can. Security! I wish I had security. Anybody can help? No. Cameraman. Not joking.
Oh gosh.
Thank you.
Thank you too, and thank you for doing this. Thank you for holding this space. It's really important that more people, you know, help us tell our stories, and you get to tell your story. And I'm proud of how bold you are, and more than anything else, you are enough. Always.
Thank you. A lot.
I love you.
I love you more. Oh, you better stop. But wait, you can't go yet.
Oh.
We are gonna we're gonna have a little competition.
Oh yay.
How good are you at competition?
I love competition.
How much do you like a battle
Of what?
of anything?
Can I eat something?
Oh,
Oh.
oh, we should have totally done that. But we are gonna have a hula hoop off.
Oh, I'm very bad at hula hooping.
I knew that.
Oh,
That's why
yeah,
we're
frig up. Sorry. That's the best I could do, guys. Who would take that small hula hoop that can't even fit around my leg? Look here, lady. We see a blue and a pink, and the blue look very small. I can't hula hoop in this, but let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh! Oh! I cannot hula. Oh!
This is so hard. No.
It's
Oh!
right?
Guys, I think I'm winning. I can even talk and do this. Hold on. Ready? One hand. One hand. Okay, one hand. Oh, crap.
Wait, we're using hands? Down the body, down the...
Winner.
You're a
Chicken
star.
dinner.